Hi guys, this is Heidi, Stitching Faith, back with another Flosstube update. Today's date is March 5, 2025. And this will be Flosstube number 50, lucky 50. I cannot believe I've been doing it almost 2.5 years. It's gonna, by middle of the summer, it will be 3 years. It's kind of fun. Time flies by. So I was just stitching and had opportunity, decided to do my update. I have 3 finishes. One of them is a start and finish. I got 2 starts, new starts, which I was not planning to do it, but I did it. And a whole bunch of whips, and I got some fabrics. Not a lot. Usually I don't show my fabric purchases because I don't know how it shows in the camera. I'm not using the outlights and stuff, that's natural light, whatever you see. It's today is more midday, so the lighting is different, but we'll go with it. So what did I start and finish? This one is my only Valentine slash what you call it, Eastery start and finish. I feel like this is Valentine slash Easter springy pattern. I've been showing this pattern forever. Every time I would show the fabric and the pattern, but I would never start. So at this time I'm like, okay, that's embarrassing. And before I even start Flosstube, I had this. So and it was time. So this is Blackbird Designs 2005 it says, but I think I got this 2015 or something from Kitten Stitcher. And finally we did it. Let's see. Okay, oh no. Okay. I stitched this on 40 count. What is the fabric name? Linen Truffle by Picture This Plus. Truffle is very interesting color. Shows purple. It's more pink. This is the color. This is the color, and I use my own colors, whatever I had. This is a very good one for stash dive. Some of them are DMC, some of them are fancy flies from my stash, and I got this. So why did I decide to do this? For a long time, first I do have a mistake over here. The word has to be a little bit this way, but I made a mistake. I counted from wrong area, and I did not want to go back and undo 1/1 on the 40 count. So what I did is just added the extra doodads around here. But I think overall, like I was saying my last episodes, Blackbird is very forgiving pattern. Even if you make a mistake, it forgives because it's folksy. It's like the border itself, like it's charted like that, right? Well, this one I made a mistake. Over here it was charted like that, so it kind of works. So what I like is the poem. I was just feeling in different mood, and I read the poem. I love it before, but this time kind of resonated with me. Honestly, I did Google it. I'm not sure. The pattern is not saying if it's theirs or it's from, they got it from a passage. If you guys know, I would love it. I want to find out whose is it. It says, I look for something sweet to tend you. The violets ask if they would do. And the way I interpreted it, this sometimes it's enough. Who you are is enough, like violets will do, it doesn't need to be fancy. And like, I don't know, something about the poem and the time it says like something special, a violet, a tiny flower will do. And I love violets. I love purple color. My engagement dress was all purple, the theme, so it's beautiful. Enough talking about one pattern for this long. First, start and finish, something sweet. I don't know if those patterns are available. Once I have it, I don't go look for it. And sometimes I see something older, reasonable price, I do buy it. So, but I think Kitten Stitcher had it when I bought it. I usually, my Blackbirds, I get it from her shop for a long time. I think she had an Etsy shop before she had a website. So this one is a find. I got it from eBay recently. And actually, Etsy, one seller was selling this one, and this is the summer and the spring. I purchased the spring, but I already had the summer. And I'll tell you, the spring I purchased for $16, and the summer was about $16 too on Etsy. And yesterday it was available when I purchased the spring. This one, like summer, was available because I did not purchase 2 summers. I have already. So this is Blackbird Designs also. Summer offering. There's apparently spring offering. So I'm thinking there's autumn offering too and winter offering. I have not seen it, but so far I finished it and own this one, and soon I'm gonna have the spring one. I stitched this one on winter brew. Yeah, the smell, I kind of, is silly, but the winter brew smell, I kind of recognize it. 36 count, 1/2. The black is called for Annex. This lettering is a Gentle Arts limited edition floss, and this is a DMC, I think 411 or 111. It's one of the DMC variegated colors, and the rest, leftovers. I did change the 2005 into the pattern. It says 2002. I changed it to 2025, so I decided to put the date. And also this time I remembered that the designer puts their own initials, so at this time around I put my initials. Yay to me. I didn't have to frag it like over here. I did frag BA before I realized BA is the Barb Adams, and yeah, I did frag 1/1 her initial. Then when I was stitching this one, it was a good reminder not to put BA again. Is that her stitching? I think, yeah, Barb Adams. So yeah, I'm keeping it long enough because I love it and I want people to see it. Let me just get closer. Finish number 2. And I have a really big finish, and if you guys watched my last video, you know which one I'm talking about. So this is a finish. Honestly, I thought this was a small pattern when I purchased, but maybe I stitched this on 36 count. It's not that small. I should not have zipped. So yeah, I finished every opening flower with a needle and thread. I purchased the 2022 when it was available, but instead of doing the cold for floss, I decided to go Vicky Clayton conversion, which is very close to the colors that fancy cold for colors. It comes like this. So I just put the symbols on and I put it on a hard cardboard. Basically, like over here, Oscar, it was asking to. I did not even use one. I am very careful stitcher, so maybe you can say it frugal. I stitch until the floss is this much, so I don't like to waste, especially if it's a silk or fancy floss. I don't like to waste it. But yeah, like over here, Ollie cloth, it was given me 2. I did not even use half. Like these 2 were 2 of each, and I did not even use, like with this floss, I can use twice. I can stitch the same project on 36 count twice, and probably once on 32 count. I have enough floss. I'm not gonna separate this because the Brenda Gervais colors are very similar, and there's, I think, a spring sampler that I purchased last year. I wanna see if any of the, oops, any of the projects will work for this too. So this is it. There's one Buddha over here. I have not done it. I'm not gonna go back to it, like this kind of triangle small thing. And the only change it is there was a heart, a sideways heart over here. I put a date and my name instead of the given sideways heart this side and nothing over here. So, and it is stitched on 36 count winter brew by R&R. So last time I had everything like this, everything was stitched. So this time around I just had to do these two side borders with the motifs and everything, and the side letters and this little bird. Most of it was done. That's why I was able to finish it, and I'm really happy. Honestly, it looks small, but it's not. 200 by 216. I think it would call medium size sampler. So really beautiful. I seen people do a darker color, and I seen one person did it with the purple flowers. I think it was on Instagram. So and I seen also the house made in stitch with a darker bloom. That was a good idea. I did ask called for, except Vicky Clayton version of it, but called for. And every opening flowers, oh my god, it's so cute. A lot of people stitched last year, and I thought I'm gonna by looking a lot of people's work I'm gonna get burned out, but no, this was really beautiful fun piece. And also the fabric helped. 36 count is way easier to stitch on than like 40 count or 46 count that I have some projects, which I love them still, but you know, 46 you slow down. So I had 3 finishes. Afterwards, I thought it's a good idea to reward me with a start. So I did. I started it right after I finished that evening. The next morning I continued. And while I'm not gonna frog it, I did make a mistake. This I know with the no, not with the Plum Street samplers. I was going to say with dye needle and thread, but it's not. It's a Plum Street sampler. I think it was the 2023 market release, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm trying to stitch my previous patterns before I jump in and buy. I'm holding myself. There's so many beautiful ones. I'm trying to work on the previous purchases before I purchase. I love everything. I wish I had time or the space to put all of them and stitch all of them, but you know, I have to be a little bit more careful. I love this one. Jesus loves me. This I know. And my favorite R&R espresso fabric. I had very little left, so I decided, okay, I'll measure it and I'll start. I measured this fabric a while back, and I started at night. And if you look at it, you're gonna see it. This is the end of the grass. And over here, it says this much. Over here, it says extra this much, which means I made a mistake. The pattern is not square. The pattern is 142 by 150. At night, I felt like it was square, so I just started it. So it was supposed to be like this. There's no way I'm gonna frog. Oh, I finished all the ships, everything, head, toe, and everything. And then I realized this is the 150 area. This was the 142. So when I go up, this is gonna be 150, and I'm gonna count again, but I'm guessing it's gonna be enough, but barely. And it's gonna go up to here, because about 8 stitches more this area than I anticipated. That's why over here, like it was supposed to be over here. So yeah, I heard someone said a long time ago, count twice, stitch once. I guess I stitch once, count none. But it's beautiful, and even if I get really close, but it's gonna like, the church is gonna get here, the cross or the sun is gonna get there, but I'm gonna have like this much extra. I'm gonna leave it because if I'm not gonna frag it. I have to abandon this beautiful fabric, and I don't want to do that. And it's all cold form. Like over here, there's a 3 colors of sheep. There's a gray one, you can see it. Actually, this is a light pink one, and this is ecru, or cold for whatever it is, comparable to ecru. Yeah. My first start. It is small one, so when I saw that a little bit mess up over there, kind of got disappointed, but that's why I didn't continue. Then I decided to pick something else, put it on this Easter bag that has nothing to do with Easter. Did I show the pattern? Sorry. And I started another pattern that I have forever. And you can tell this is the older pattern because of the way it is. The newer patterns are like this. So a Yultitude, welcome. There's the Halloween. This is the Christmas one. There's a Halloween one. There's a spring one. I've seen a couple of them, but I'm trying to not buy all of them until I finish it. Hopefully by the time I buy it, they still will be available. I'm working with 38 count Fuller Teasel. It's Legacy Linen. And this one has MPI silks. This is for the border. That's why it says less. And this is MPI. Oh my goodness, it's so messy. I swear to you, it wasn't like that. Okay. And all the called for flosses, which are those Gentle Arts. So this is classic color work? No, they are all Gentle Arts. Just different tags. Called for. This is older one. The newer one, she uses a lot more Vicks dye work. And decided to do something different. I copied Carol Saltbox Stitcher. I love her channel, and everything she stitches I want to stitch. I don't know if she stitched this one. Oh, it's not gonna show like that. Anyways, I did all the border thanks to Carol, and it matched. This is a miracle. I don't match. And I usually do a little bit corner, and I do the border and everything. Of course, it says berries on it, corners and stuff, but on 38 count, this is how it's gonna look like. So it's not quite 40 count, so it's easy to stitch, but it's not 36, so it's not super big, so it's just the right size. I find Legacy Linen is easy to work in hand too. So if you're an in-hand stitcher, try Legacy Linen. They are thicker. If you don't like thicker fabrics, don't. They are way thicker than Zweigart based fabrics. They are not Zweigart based. So yeah, border. Really happy. But you know, this is recent one. So this is the recent one. I just ironed it and put aside. Probably I'm gonna work even though it's Christmas. I'm trying to work on, I'm a seasonal stitcher, which really is not a great idea, because when you're a seasonal stitcher, by the time season comes and goes, you're not finishing anything. And I kind of want to, what is this fuzzes? Kind of want to stitch off season. So I don't like that when the fabric is framed and there was a lot of fuzz around it. So I need to do the corners with the zigzag. I don't have a serger, but I do have a sewing machine. So with the zigzag thing, I can just go around and zigzag it. I work on this one. I got this from Joanne on clearance 100 years ago. It's called Holy Nativity. One of my favorites, but it's I've been like hoarding it, and finally I decided to do. But at this time, I finished the entire window. There's no back stitching still. So I worked all the back window. I worked this part, the sheeps, and this part, like the pinks and stuff. And I put a little bit of the deer and a little bit of the bear. This is the bear, and there's also raccoon. So I took 18 count Ida with called for dimensions floss, 2/1, a half stitch, 1 stitch, but they are all 2/. So far I haven't counted anything more than 2 strands, even though I think 2 strands is thick, but that's what blended floss and stuff, I cannot change that. Holy Nativity, it's really beautiful one. And my husband cut a whole bunch of dimensions again for Valentine's. And I do need to stitch a little bit more because a sweet man, he's buying me all the dimensions and I haven't finished any for a while. So that's that. And let's see. Oh yeah, I worked on this one. Apparently I didn't unzip any of them. No pattern showing ID. From this book, Winds of the Autumn, all of my Blackbirds books, they get separated. I think I'm not taking care of them right. And from that book, I got this. I'm stitching this one, which is Sister's Love. I'm stitching the called for DMC floss. And I started this a while back. I think when I started my Flosstube. I started my Flosstube, I believe, summer of 2022. And did one that autumn, 2022, I'm assuming. I did 1 or 2 days of stitching and I haven't worked on it. So this time I picked, so I had this part done and this part. So this time around, all of this is new. A lot of eyelets, not small enough, only eyelets. And this is a beautiful Patriots Brew R&R 36 count. Kitten Stitcher's shop is closed right now. She has it, so I'm waiting for her to open it to get more of this. It's very easy, neutral. So if you don't want to stitch 2 strands, but you don't want to go higher counts or lower counts, higher counts is 28, lower counts like 40, 46. 36 is a good one. Like you stitch 1 strand and you still get the small but not too small fabric. It's all out of me. Like I said, I'm trying to work a off-season project as well because so far working in season is not working. And DMC floss. Don't zip it. Okay, so this one was supposed to be a finish, but like I said, I was very careful. I was very frugal with my floss, and I ran out of the blue because I'm stitching on 36 count, 1/2. Mathilde. And I'm working with the 36 counts Hawthorne's linen. I think it's a hobby house. It's a hobby house purchase because they have these paper bags for their floss. So since then, I got my 1 to 3 stitch order. I ordered a whole bunch of floss and I got it. So I was missing this one, and you're gonna love how much I need. It's kind of sad. I was trying to do it with the called for DMC because it was only 1 row, but it really showed the difference, even though it's very close to the silk. But if you're stitching with one kind of floss, then at the silk, it did not work. So over here, this is the row I was missing. That's why I did not finish it. I ran out of the floss. So for reference, if you're working on this one, 40 count, 1 is enough. 36 count, even if you're very careful with your floss, you're still gonna need, and no fragging, you're still gonna need this, and you're gonna need 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 reds. There's no way. Like in 40 count, you still need 2 reds, but if you do 40 counts, 1 blue is enough. So yeah, everything stitched until I got stuck here. And this is Mathilde. And I think it's a French alphabet. I think so. It's from the red box. Yeah, I think it is. I love the colors, even though it says blue, but I'm gonna count this my 2025 red sampler. So far I have it 2023, 2024, and this is 2025. So each year I have managed to do 1 red floss sampler. So I'm really, really happy. So I'm continuing with that. Most likely you guys gonna see one more time this, and she's gonna be done. 36 counts. So lesson learned. I was trying to be, because it's an MPI, no, so Saralge silk. I was like being a little bit cheap because it's $4 or something. So I didn't want to buy the second one, but yeah, you know. Let's see. This time I work on this one. I'm trying to find a different way of doing it because I got stuck on the border. Rachel Howells, 1856 by Scarlett House. So instead of, first I want to do a lot of borders, but now I decided I'm gonna do 1 or 2 flowers, then go inside and do 1 or 2 motifs. So this way I'm not stuck. It's beautiful border, but you get tired. The leaves are a whole bunch of greens, and I'm working with the cold for DMC conversion for Vicky Clayton silk. Vicky Clayton, yeah. Yeah, it is the Vicky Clayton silk. I thought I had the cold for silk. No, comes like this. And I'm working with the 40 count R&R linen. I'm putting it in my bag, everything. In a Barb's blend. So this is the Barb's blend. So it's gray undertone fabric. And I chose this one because of you see the beak and this, there are different colors of whites or creams. So I thought it's gonna look nice. Let's see if I can bring closer. So as you can see, I worked this. So far, no 1/1. Even the words, they are 2/2. No, 1/2. Excuse me, 1/2. Yeah, Rachel House. This is older pattern. I have been hoarding this for a long time. So trying to, every time I see a pattern I want to buy, I'm resisting and I'm going to my pile. I'm trying to work my patterns. So that's why you see work a little bit of everything. I'm trying to entertain my brain, not to do purchases a lot. Okay, another seasonal one that need to work off season if I want ever to finish this. Okay, I don't want the noise. And this is Autumn at Round Hollow. And I have the bones done it, so I'm just jumping around. This time around, I decided to work a square that is least autumny, so I can be motivated to work, which was the block number 5. Let me see. So what I did is, this is a magnet, it's not part of it. I decided to make a pink pig. The pattern is, pattern calls for the pig color is almost grayish like this angel's face. So that pig color that is called for his body, I'm gonna put it here because for here, it's asking dark burgundy darker than this for the covering on his back, you know, for the sign. So I'm gonna switch his pink color over here, the gray color, and he is Vicky Clayton silks. I'm using it from my other project. I took a Vicky Clayton pink silk and I put it here, so it's still Vicky Clayton, but it's not cold for. So yeah, and together, let me see, I have so far this. I have a couple of pumpkins and a pig. It is a big one. I thought I'm gonna be able to finish it, but it's a lot of stitching. So hopefully next time I pick up, I can finish this one. Even if I finish one block off season, it's good. Let's see. Cannot help with this little noise. Charlotte Warrington, 1838. It's been through the Facebook group. This is the most offered pattern in that Facebook group. I seen it like they brought it back 3 times, 3 different times. I was batch 2. First time I resisted it. Batch 2 I got it because I knew I'm gonna have every time people show it, I'm gonna regret not buying it, and I'm happy I did. So everything is called for. And batch 2 came with the Wix dye work fabric. The batch 1 was with Mason linen. So mine is Wix dye work fabric, and with the MPI silks. Filled up this one. Let me see. Filled up over here. Actually, this is 2 colors, believe it or not. And did a whole bunch of grass, and I start adding more cows and sheep, and I believe this one is a horse, and the fence. I'm trying to stitch the grass as I stitch everything else, because if I leave the grass last, I know some people like filling in, but I don't. I like little, like I do couple of strands of grass, then I go around and I do it. And I need to do couple of the borders again, because border has a lot of colors too. This is the skirt one, 40 count, it's a skirt. But I'm happy I'm doing on 40 count and not 46, because I was thinking about it. It's already a big project. 46, it would have really slowed down, or I would have give up after a couple of years. It's still gonna take me a couple of years, but, and let's see. Let me just do it this way. You don't want to show the pattern. Long dark samplers. This is the copy. I got my pattern from 123 Stitch, and it's not PDF. I got the paper copy, so, and I made a photocopy of this. First I was thinking of doing different colors. That's playing around, but I decided to go basic. So it's on a 25 count, even weave. Hand-dyed even weave. I have no idea who hand-dyed it, with a ecru floss. And I got this. I'm gonna bring it closer and I'll show where I worked on, but it's gorgeous and it's close up every single time. This was all done previously. It's tiny 1/1 stitches. And I worked on here, the houses. Honestly, this is the hardest part of the pattern, because over here a lot of counting and frogging. That's why it is taking me so long. Once I have done this, I can jump around. So yeah, it's Tyler's Lion from Long Dog Samplers. It's available. 123 Stitch, I got a paper copy. So far away you cannot see the motifs, but close up. And I like the blue and white thing, you know. It gives a lacy look. Is that what? I feel like it gives a lacy look. Don't you think so? Love it, but because it's 1/1, 25 count, and I'm not a full coverage stitcher, it is taking me longer than I would like, but And let's see. No, did I work on this one? No. Oh, I brought 3 more fancy ladies that I forgot to show my last project, last parade, fancy lady parade. I'm gonna show those 3, but I also worked on a fancy lady, which is not this one, which is this one. Okay. Shakespeare's Fairies MD 103. So it's 2009 pattern. I was gonna say it's a new pattern, but 2009. Yeah, so I'm working everything with the cold for. And last time I only had the lantern that at the beginning I thought it was a pumpkin, but it turned out to be a lantern. I do wanna listen, not read the book. I have not, I have a hoopla and another library thing. They did not have it, so I think I have to either go Amazon Audible or something and find it. What was I gonna say? Okay, it's a fabric. I'm trying to find the fabric name. I cannot find it. Next time when I take her out, I'm gonna find the fabric because I know I got it from Etsy. Get the tag. All right, I'm gonna bring her over. Besides the lantern, everything is new. So over here, if you see this and this, it kind of looks weird. It's not, it's the other girl's hand on her shoulder, but it looks like she has a tentacles or something, 2 different hands, you know. No, excuse me, this is her hand holding on the, like over here on her friend's hand, over, like this is the other fairy's hand. This one, the darker one, is her hand. Like I had to like make a little bit of a guessing, that's what I'm saying. The face is 2/2. I do like 1/1 look, but I found out I don't have the patience for it. I like it. The only thing I would say, like if you're doing 2/2, make the fabric really tight so X's look better if you're doing 2/2. A lot of times I do believe people say they don't like 2 floss because it looks messy, which I had that problem too, until I found a hoop that is so tight that like when you touch it, it looks like a drum. So yeah, I worked on her a lot. It says Cranix, it says she has so much beads and stuff. But you know what? It was once you get in a zone, you work and it gets, you kind of familiarize yourself with the pattern. But I did wanted to show here. So over here, 746 and 927. They are like a same symbol. One is tilted like this, one is tilted like that. And they are right next to each other. I wish she did not do it. Like, and they're over here. One is a blue-gray thing, one is the skin color. So the way she did it, she put those 2 colors right next to each other over here. So one is, line is like this, one is like that, right next to each other. And couple of times I had to frag it because like my eyes would mix up. I would take this wrong one and I'm like, it doesn't look right. You know, the skirt looks like a skin color. So that's the only complaint I have about this pattern. I wish if it's a close looking like a triangle, one is tilted like this, one is like that. I wish the designers, they don't put it next to each other, because even though you see it is different, like eyes get confused, you know. So I had to like frog this dress area because this symbol and this blue symbol, light blue symbol, are the almost identical symbols the designer used. But other than that, like once I got used to, and I put actually note, I put a note next to it that on the working copy, I put a note like, hey, watch out those two at the beginning, but like if I pick up it next year, I'm sure I'm gonna forget again. So those are all I worked on. Let me just show a couple more mirabilias that I forgot to show last time. Actually, viewer was asking about this fabric, and that's how I went back to my video. I realized I have not shown her them. Tree of Hope, and I think I haven't shown them. Anyways, if I have shown them, like, oopsie. Alien from the Moon, extrude design. This is the only fancy lady I have, fancy ladies. There's two girls that I'm doing on 36 count. I'm hoping it doesn't have too many tight beadings. Like this area is bead area. I have not worked on it, but I think I have not shown last video. So Alien from the Moon. Like I need a small flower here, the same, the other sister looking up, another small flower, and the beads. So if you think about it, this is not one of my far away from finished pieces. I should work on it. The color is this, tealy green and splotches of gold. I like the fabric color, that's why I chose this, but the count is a little bit smaller. Mirabilia's older designs, really one of the older ones, they don't have beads or as much. You can use smaller counts, but the new ones, I'm gonna show my pattern parade. I got last two new ones. They do use a lot of beads, bugle beads, like the long ones and stuff. Another one is one of older starts, Stone Roses, pattern number 17. And this one is from this is from eBay, by a seller of the fabric. Well, she dyes and sells on eBay, and it doesn't have names. And this is a Monaco, I think it's not Lugana, it's thicker than Lugana. I think I changed this color. I had the call for one, but it looked very light, so I changed the silk colors. This and this is silk, and I have changed them. And it's 28 count, and it says a lot to go. But you know, one of those days I feel like it just calls me the pattern. I just pick up and I start stitching. That's how it works for me. Like I might just leave it for a while, then one day I just pick up and go. Another thing, the new patterns I'm purchasing, I'm unable to purchase the cry necks, so most of them are kind of without cry necks. April's Blue Diamond. I usually stitch around April, so she's gonna come out and play again. MD47. This is the stinky one. I got one moldy one, so after I stitch it, I'm gonna throw it, but I do have a better copy. It just like I guess the seller left it in a wet area and did not let me know when she did not say it in her thing, and it does smell, even though it's been under the sun for a long time. Anyways, the smell went away, but you know, I'm not gonna put it back. So I'm using the pattern as the working copy. And this is a hand-dyed fabric. Just show you guys. I have the white, I don't want to lose it. I have the white floss, I need. This is the name of it, and this is the dyer. I don't have any sunny dye fabrics. I have no idea if they are in business and stuff. I got it from another person who was selling on eBay their stash. And empty areas are all beads. And this is like gold paint. So easy to say, this pattern, this project will not be washed. I usually don't wash it unless there is a really like a stain and stuff, then that one I will have to dab it. But this one is a hand painted fabric, so there's no way I can wash this. I have to be really careful with her. So this is all the stitchings I done. And let me just show a couple of fabrics I purchased. I ordered it from Cedar River Linen and Design. I do know I had a reason why I ordered it. I have to write down why I ordered, because I forgot. They are all 36 count albarium. I'm gonna show it like this. This is a white. So albarium is a neutral color, so I'm thinking this is a sampler or sampler-esque kind of design for that. This one is arboreal. Hope I'm saying it right. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. And so Brenda Gervais has a pattern that she used this fabric. She specially designed that pattern for this fabric. I'm gonna get it, but I think I got it for another design too, and I got a big cut. Yeah, I know there's one design that's specific for this fabric, but other than that, it's beautiful. Oops, moved it. Beautiful fabric, and surprisingly, it's correct. The color is correct. Let me see if this one shows like that too. Oh yeah, actually close up is better. It's beautiful color. I have 40 count. I want to say I even got the 46 count. I like her fabrics because I can see through. Like picture this plus. Sometimes I have a hard time to see through the. After it's dyed, it's harder to see the the holes. Coffee stain and designer. And let me see. This was new for me. This fabric color. It's beautiful. I do want to get the 42, but right now I'm gonna be happy with this, and I'm gonna just not say anything. Spin drift. So spin drift and our volume, like if you want to see the difference, do you see like a light difference? This is a little bit darker than this one, but they are both neutral. So that was my purchase. I hope you guys like what you see. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.